رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي. 4 evidences for the existence of God and questions related to it. The first evidence: any institution, any organization that runs requires a management system, requires a manager. Just imagine a school that runs without management. When would the students arrive? At what time would they come? At what time will we have the classes? Who will take the classes? If a shop is not being managed, there's no management. From where would the items and goods come in? From where would they be placed? What would the timings be? A household cannot run without any management, a head, a manager. So how can one imagine that the entire universe is running perfectly for so many years and millenniums? The day and the night are not being disturbed, the water cycle is not being disturbed, the animals, the plants, everything is running smoothly. How can this happen without any manager? Number 2, if there were 2 equal managers with equal powers, for example the head of the states, if there are 2 presidents, 2 prime ministers, it's not possible for the country to run. Because one, for example, let's take the example of the school. If one says everyone should arrive at 7 a.m. and one says at 8, when would everyone arrive? It's impossible that 2 equal managers run a system, an institution. Then how is it that the entire universe, the earth, all the systems on this planet earth are running so smoothly without any disruption? So it's not possible. And for that, let me bring in evidences from the Quran as well. So, or the verses that support this idea. Surah Mu'minun verse 91, which says, Allah has never, the translation of which is, Allah has never had any offspring, nor is there any God besides Him. Otherwise, each God would have taken away what He created, and they would have tried to dominate one another. Glorified is Allah above what they claim. And then on Surah Anbiya verse number 22, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, had there been other gods besides Allah in the heavens or the earth, both realms would have surely been corrupted. So glorified is Allah, Lord of the throne, far above what they claim. Then number 3, if you have a manager, a single manager, let's say, running an institution, he decides that everyone must report at 7 a.m. in the morning, and then later on he changes the time to 8 a.m. and someone arrives at 7 a.m. and says, well, the previous time was 7 a.m., therefore I am arriving at 7 a.m. Would it be accepted? No, it won't be, because it's the latest timing that has to be accepted. And thus, the previous religions of the scriptures, the Torah, the Injil, the Old Testament, the New Testament, they're the previous scriptures. The latest and the final testament is the Quran, the latest scripture, and that is now what must be followed. And number 4, perhaps the most common argument logic for the existence of a creator, of any higher power. I give you anything, a mobile phone, a laptop, even a house, a structure, a building, and I asked you, it came into existence on its own. You would say, no, there was a creator, there was a designer behind it. Then how can this entire universe, the entire systems running it, the animals, the plants come into existence with such perfect systems running, come into existence without any creator, a designer, a planner? So these were the 4 evidences for the existence of God and the questions related to it. And finally, I'll bring in verse 62 of Surah Az-Zumar of the Quran, which says, the translation of which is, Allah is the creator of all things, and He is the maintainer of everything. So the one who is maintaining and managing everything, and the one who created everything. So subhanAllah, how is it possible that we understand these concepts in our lives, but when it comes to the bigger picture, the entire existence, the question of our purpose, we easily lose our common sense? These are some layman logics that anyone can understand at a basic level. Then how come we lose this basic layman logic when it comes to this entire universe? So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open our understanding of the truth. And with that, we'll end this video. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.